Race for U.S. Senate in Texas just got more crowded.
Yeah, within the past hour, State Representative James Talarico announcing he is running for John Cornyn's U.S. Senate seat, squaring off against fellow Democrat Colin Allred in the Democratic primary.
So a few things about Representative Talarico. He is 36 years old, making him one of the youngest members of the Texas House, a Democrat from Round Rock, first elected back in 2018 after flipping his district. He is a former public school teacher who helped pass legislation to fund public schools, expand job opportunities for young adults, and lower the cost of childcare, housing, and prescription drugs.
Joining us now to dive deeper into this Senate run is our senior political reporter, Jason Whiteley. And this is not a tremendous surprise. He kind of hinted at this for a while, but he's a young progressive candidate who has had a big online appeal. Yeah. Where does this position him in that primary
race? Well, everyone was curious to see whether he'd run for governor or whether he'd run for U.S. Senate. Senate is where he decided as of 4 a.m. this morning. Colin Allred, though, is the front runner here. He remains the front runner. He leads in this race. But as of this morning, this immediately becomes a competitive race here. The latest poll showed last month, before Talarico's announcement, that Allred's ahead 50% to Talarico's 43%. This is going to be a tight race. As the announcement happens later this evening. Things will definitely tighten up, especially in the coming weeks and coming months. Here's what it means for you guys. Get ready for those campaign announcements on your phone. Get ready for more of the campaign ads on the TV screen.
We were joking
keep
about
the lights
that this
on.
morning, yeah.
Right.
He frames his campaign, Talarico does, as a fight against billionaire influence versus, working Texans. So how effective have we seen this top versus bottom messaging? How effective is it going to be this time?
Yeah, that's interesting because, most Democrats nationwide and here in Texas really go after President Trump. In Texas, attacking President Trump hasn't worked. They've lost with that message. So James Talarico is coming in saying, listen, it's not the president, it's the billionaires in this state and nationwide with the outsized influence in our politics. He's going after that message. We'll have to wait and see how that resonates with voters. But he has a huge audience of younger voters. He has a big TikTok presence, a big Instagram presence. That might resonate with them, especially right after school vouchers passed. And school vouchers, the whole idea was funded by billionaires from West Texas. So this might resonate. We'll have to wait and see whether he changes his message.
Democrats have not won statewide seats this big in quite a while, but they can certainly move the conversation, move the needle a little bit. So let's say that he does get the nomination. Where do you see him maybe shifting the political landscape?
You're getting way ahead of us here, Mark. That's a great question.
Well, he's doing that already online.
And we always like to look forward here. Talarico just appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience last month, and that is unusual for a Democrat to appear there. Joe Rogan was so impressed by James Talarico. Rogan says, you need to run for president. We need more positive people like you. Something to that effect is what he said. Make no mistake here. Just because he's announced his campaign, his candidacy for U.S. Senate, this is still a huge uphill battle for Talarico or for any Democrat. But Talarico says he enjoys playing the underdog. It's a role he is happy to take on.
Yeah, well, with anything we have seen, whether it's polling or otherwise, how much things can change over 6 months.
Even less than that sometimes.
Well, I know, and Texas politics, always interesting, and especially talking about it with you.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks.